Hello engineers and welcome to my channel. I am Yash and in this video I will show you how to build this amazing website using React and Tailwind CSS. So let me walk you through the build today. What we'll be building today, right? On the left side we have the desktop version of the website and on the right side we have mobile version of the website. And as you can see on top we have a responsive navbar. As I hover over this we have this subtle hover effect, and for buttons as well we can see, and for mobile you can click on the hamburger menu and we have this amazing sliding animation for our menu bar, and we can select and just go there. Let's select services and bam, guys, we will be using smooth scroll for both desktop and mobile version of the menu. So let's try to smooth scroll on desktop version and look at that. And guys, I am loving this color scheme. It's just beautiful, really beautiful, guys. Let's go to about section. This is my favorite part of this website, guys. Look at the colors, look at the shadow, and when I hover over it we have this subtle hover animation. I'll show you how to do this in Tailwind CSS, guys. This project is completely built using React and Tailwind CSS, guys, nothing else. And I'll walk you through the whole build, like literally from npx create react app. So we will be doing everything from scratch. And guys, once we are done building the project, I will also show you how to upload your website on the server using Netlify. So we will eventually deploy this project. We can go to about section on mobile version as well. And guys, look at it, just amazing, really amazing. And we have the support cards and with this button, and at the very bottom we have this pricing section, same thing with buttons, and at the very end we have a footer and we can do the same thing for, guys, look at this, the spacing and everything, just beautiful, guys, super beautiful, done only using React and Tailwind, guys. We have this pricing section as well, and text is amazingly centered and looks just great, guys. And we have this footer on mobile version as well. And guys, let me tell you, this text field is completely operational. I'll show you. So whenever a user visits your website and they leave an email, you will be able to grab it and maybe send them emails and promotions and all that good stuff, guys. And you hover here and there's a subtle animation right there. So guys, we will be doing everything literally from scratch using React and Tailwind CSS. So, let's get started, right? I'll open up my terminal right here and I'm inside a folder. What I'll do is I'll do npx create react app, and I want to name this folder Cloud Web Services, and you can name it whatever you like, and I'll also say Cloud Web Services website, and just hit enter. And guys, we will also deploy this project once we are done building it on Netlify. Guys, it's super easy to deploy on Netlify. You will be really amazed if you have never used Netlify. Great stuff, guys. Netlify, just amazing, guys. It's happy hacking. So what I'll do is I'll just cd into the folder Cloud Web Services website, and let's just clear this up, ls, and let's just do code period so that it opens up our VS Code. And it just opened up. Let's start by cleaning some stuff. So we don't need these 3 files, delete. We don't need app.css, we don't need app.test.js, so remove them. And inside app.css we don't need all this stuff, so remove it. You know what, we also don't need this, remove this, don't need this, remove this, and save. And inside app.js we don't need all this stuff, and we also don't need this. So instead of this, what I'll do is I'll just do div, and inside div I'll just say h1, and let's just say hello and save it. And let's start by installing Tailwind. Okay, so I'll just put this here and bring my Safari right here, and I have Tailwind opened up right here. So I'll just say get started, and here we will say framework guides and create React app. So we already did this part. So let's start with step number 2. I'll just copy this, go back to my terminal and clear this up and paste it, and it should just take a few seconds. Until then, I'll copy this guy and let's wait for it to finish and paste this, and this should be done. Okay, now inside your project folder you will see this tailwind.config file. So that means Tailwind is ready to go, but we still need to do some few stuff. So I'll just copy this and go to that file tailwind.config.js and paste it right here, and paste, save it, and scroll down, and this is our last step. So I'll just copy all these three guys and go to your index.css and paste it right here, and I'll just save it. So what we can do is we can run our server and see whether it works or not. So inside my terminal, what I'll do is, and you know what, before we run our server, let's also install React icons. So what I'll do is npm I react icons and hit enter, and we should be just fine. So it should take a couple of seconds and we are good to go. We can just double check, and React icons is right here. So let's start our server. So I'll just do npm start, and it should open up in my Safari, hopefully in Safari. This is asking me to open a different port because I have my previous project running, because we can just refer whenever we need to. So I'll just hit yes, but for you guys it should be up and running already. So I'll just bring it in the first one, and okay, our server is running. We can see hello, and let's go back to our project folder, and inside our app.js we can test our Tailwind. So what I'll do is inside h1, let's do class name, and let's do text for Excel. So guys, Tailwind is a utility. They provide utility classes for CSS. So it's like a CSS framework. And when I hit save, we can see our hello just bumped up. So our Tailwind is working just fine. And we can also test our fonts. So for fonts, we can do import, and let's do imp react icons and fa. It's actually working fine. Otherwise it will, and let's just do fa add, and below f1 we can just do fa add and close the tag, and we can see add icon right here. So it's, our icons are working fine as well. So next what we can do is let's get our custom fonts. Guys, we will be using custom fonts in this project. That is super amazing. I have Google Fonts opened up right here. So what I'll do is we are going to use Poppins. So it should be on your like homepage right here. So just click on Poppins. And what you want to do is start selecting all these fonts. So they're like different styles, right? Extra light, 200, bold, and all that stuff. So it should take like a couple of seconds. And if you guys don't want to do this, you can just go to my GitHub and copy this thing, which I will copy right now. I'll show you where we will paste it. So let me just quickly select all this fonts, amazing fonts, and make sure. So I'll just put it right here so that my picture will be in the right corner. What you want to do is copy this and go to your project folder, and inside index.css on the first line, and just paste it right here. And what you need to do next, it's this, we are inside our index.css, guys. So we'll say add layer base, and we'll do HTML. And here what you want to paste is go back to Google Fonts, and I'll just copy this and go back to my project folder and paste it right here. Now guys, I have not yet saved my file. So what I'll do is I'll put this side by side so that we can see the difference, right? So now if I save it, we can see hello just changed a little bit, right? So that's our Poppins font, guys. Super amazing fonts, real fun to use. And next thing, I'll create assets folder inside my source. So assets, oh, this is a file. So I'll just say new folder, assets, hit enter, create another folder. This is going to be components, and hit enter. And inside assets folder, I'll just drag and drop one image. Guys, you can get this image from my project folder on GitHub. So feel free to go there and just get this image, or you can use your own image, and a link will be in the description below, guys. So I'll just close this. So I think we are all set. So what we can do is let's start. we also need to do one more thing. We need colors, right? I'll be using my own colors. So inside your tailwind.config.js, inside this extend, what you want is colors, and this is going to be bracket, and this is going to be light color. You can name it whatever you like. For right now, I'll just use light color, and I'll just say 04 DFBE, and it should be like a light green color. It's DFBE, just making sure. And I'll do dark color right here, and this is going to be hash 2D47 4E, and it should be like a little darker green or something, right? And now when I save it, the way to test this is go back to your app.js, and I'll just say let's just do text light color, and it, guys, this just auto completed for us. Super powerful, guys. It's Tailwind, and it just reflected right here. The way you can get this autocomplete is using Tailwind IntelliSense. Just go to your extensions, and what you want is Tailwind. I'll just bump this up, and the first one, which is Tailwind CSS IntelliSense by Tailwind Labs. Get this. You also want ES7 snippets. So I'll show you where they're used later on, but get this snippets as well. Okay, that should be fine. So let's start coding, right? I'll remove all this from app.js. We don't need that anymore. We don't need the import as well. It was just for testing purposes, guys. And I'll also close this file. We don't need index.js, and we are done with index.css as well. So I'll just close this inside app.js. Just save it and close this. Okay. Let's start by creating navbar.jsx file. And guys, this is inside components folder, and here we will do RAFCE. You will get this autocomplete using that extension I talked about. So just save it, go back to app.js, and inside our div, what I'll do is I'll just say navbar and click this one, and it should auto import for you. And when you save it, let's just put them side by side, and let me bring up my Safari, and we can see navbar right here, so it's working fine. We need to create one more component. This is going to be for our button. So what let's call this green button btn.jsx once again, and RAFCE once again. I'll just hide that, and the shortcut is Command B, guys. Command B for ball, and save it. And what you want to do inside green btn is remove this. We don't need that, and we also don't need this div. Instead, we will call button, and inside this button you will have some stuff. So this is going to be our custom component. I'll explain once we use it. Okay, so what I'll do is inside this we will use destructuring, and we will be passing title, and we will also have on click so that we can do stuff based on our requirements. And this is going to be class name. That's because we can pass in our custom classes, okay, if we want to. So you know what, I can show you. So this is title, on click, and class name, right? So inside our app.js, what we can do is let's save this first, go back to app.js, and here we can get our green button and save it. And let's start by passing in title. So title, and let's just say here hello, and save it. And inside green button, so inside this button, what you want, inside both the text, what we want is title, and when you save it, we see this hello, right? But the thing is, we still need to style this button. So let's start by adding styles, and I'll bump up my fonts probably so that you guys can see. So we have button right here, and we will start by adding some classes right there. And let's start by saying border and BG light color, and text will be dark color, and border light color. And on hover, we want background to become transparent, and on hover we also want text color to be light color. Okay, and rounded MD. So rounded MD, it will give like rounded corners to it. You know what, we can save it, and we can see, as you can see, they are rounded corners. If I remove this, we don't get rounded corners. So we do want rounded corners. So I'll just do rounded MD, save it. And we also want duration of 300 and ease out and save it again. So now when you hover, you get this amazing animation for hover. And that's it, guys. So we also need to put all this inside this brackets, and we will say plus, add some space, and plus class name. So if we wish to add some more classes, we can pass it using props, and they will be applied right here, right? Super amazing, guys, super amazing, right? And I saved it, and I can show you on click as well. So for on click, what we can do is we can pop alert, right? And I can show you also how to add more classes. Let's start by adding classes. And what I'll do here is, let's say, we can say px of 6 and py of 3. And when you save, we see the button just updated, right? So awesome stuff, guys. Actually, it's supposed to be reversed. So px3 and py of 6. And now if you save it, oh, looks more terrible. But anyways, that's that. But nothing happens if you click it, right? So how you can make it do something? So what I'll do is on click. So this is going to be on click, and here what we want to do is we will pass in a function, and this function is, okay, I think I messed up something. And this function will just do alert, and let's just say hello. Something's wrong right here. Okay. Why do we have this right here? Okay, just remove all this. And now when I save it, and now if I click the button, we do not get the dialog box. So it's on click. We forgot to assign on click here. So go back to your green button, and after class name, we will say on click, and on click is going to be on click, and just save it. Now this on click, okay, that's wrong. So on click and save it. So we are passing it as prop. Now I just saved it, and now when I click it, we get this alert box, right? So that's how we are going to use this custom component. Guys, you can use this button wherever you want now, and you don't need to write all this again and again and again, right? That's the power of React, guys. Super amazing, guys, super amazing. Okay, so we don't need this button, of course, so I'll just remove this. And let's start by working on our navbar, right? So I'll just save this file, and the button just disappeared. And inside navbar, let's start by importing some of the icons. So we will be importing everything from FA. FA is font awesome, guys. So FA bars, this is going to be for our mobile menu, and FA times, and enter, and FA Facebook, FA Facebook, enter, FA Twitch, enter, FA LinkedIn. And guys, these are for our social icons. So FA LinkedIn, and just save. And we also need our button. So I'll just do import and /green button, and this we will call it green btn. That's it. And now when I save it, we can use this green button inside our navbar whenever we want to, right? Okay, let's start off by adding some styles to this div. So we will have a div, and this div will have class name of, this will be width of screen, height of 20, and z index of 20, because we want this to be on top, and we will also fix it so that whenever you scroll, we don't want our navigation bar to scroll. So we will say fixed, and we will give it a background of gray, and this is going to be 900, and text is going to be white, and save it. And guys, look at that, we have our navigation bar right here. Awesome stuff, guys, awesome stuff. Next, we need another div right inside, and this will have class name of px3, enter flex, items center, justify between. Guys, do you see the autocomplete? You get this autocomplete using that amazing plugin I told you about, which is Tailwind IntelliSense. If you did not install it, go ahead and do that right now. It will just speed up your development process. And I'll do W full, so that's width full, and height of full as well. So guys, if you get confused what is this, what you can do is just hover over it, and it will tell you what CSS classes, what CSS is applied, right? So for this flex, you can see that it sets display flex. For example, for text white, it will say color white, right? For width full, W full is width 100%, right? This names just makes sense. And guys, once you start using Tailwind and once you remember all these classes, it's super easy to build like a prototype and scale up, super fun stuff, guys. Tailwind, just amazing. Guys, smash that like button for Tailwind, guys, and our custom component for green button, guys. So smash that like button. Let's do div, and for this one, what we want to do is class of flex items center, and inside this div we will have our logo, right? And for logo, I'll just say on, like it's just a random name, guys. And for class name, what I'll do is text for Excel, and font will be bold. That's it, guys. Text for Excel, it will just bump up the size of our text to 36 pixels, and it will also add line height of 40 pixels, guys. And now when I save it, look at that. Looks amazing, guys. And it was so easy to do, right? Super easy stuff, guys. And we are done. So the only thing we need to do is add our links right there, right? So after this div right here, I'll create an unordered list, and this will have some classes as well. This will have hidden. So this will be, and guys, Tailwind is mobile first. So whatever you type in here, it first applies to mobile, and then we can use media queries to break stuff, right? So in this case, we don't want to see this our desktop menu in mobile versions, right? So by default, it's going to be hidden. But for now, we can, I'll show you how it works. So let's remove hidden right here. And what I'll do is, let's make it MD flex and save it. And inside this UL, we can have a bunch of li. So li, let's just say home, and copy this. This will be about. And now when I save it, we see this right here, right? But you will still see it, even if I make it small, right? I mean, this is mobile version, and we don't want to see this. So what we will do is, we will just say hidden. And we actually should have just kept flex. I mean, it's going to be still same behavior, right? Now let's just do hidden, and flex will be MD. So after medium, so let me show you. Medium is minimum width of 768 pixels. So if your device is smaller than 768 pixels, it won't use this. So right, basically it will. So by default, it's going to be hidden, and it will use flex for all the devices above 768 pixels, right? Super simple, guys. That's it. Super easy. And now when I save the file, you see that we don't see it. But now if I increase the window size, and we see it right here. Awesome stuff, guys. It's Tailwind. So MD is basically a media query, guys. So super amazing stuff, guys. And li will have a bunch of classes as well. So I'll just add class name right here. And let's just say capitalize. This is going to have padding of 4, cursor pointer, so that when you hover over the links, you see that hand icon. And on hover, we want text to be light color, and we also want duration of 200, so that we have like a subtle animation. And now when I save it, we see right here, and we also see the hover effect. Guys, look at that. Super beautiful, super beautiful. And I'll just duplicate this and put it right here. And guys, look at that. Amazing. Now, instead of duplicating this like a million times, right? Like this is really terrible, guys. So what's the problem here? Let's say in future you come back here and you want to change from light color to dark color. Now you have to go there, click. I mean, we do have multi-cursor editing, but it's still more work, right? So what we will do is, guys, this is amazing trick, okay? What we will do is, let's say links, and this is going to be an array, and we will just say ID of 1, and link is going to be home. And after that, we will have another one, ID of 2, and link is going to be, we can come back to our old app and refer So this is going to be services. And guys, don't bother capitalizing. It will automatically capitalize, okay? So don't worry about capitalizing. And here we will just say ID of 3, and link is going to be about. And after this, we will have ID of 4. And this guy over here is going to be support. And after that, this is going to be ID of 5. And link, this is going to be pricing, and save it. Okay, that's it. Just hide it. We don't need to see it. So what I'll do is, instead of duplicating this stuff, and let's see our output. So I'll remove all this and just save it now. So we only have one home. And as soon as you create the UL tag here, we will loop over our array. So what we want to do is links dot map. So links dot map, and this will be a single link. And here we will return a JSX, and that JSX is this li tag, right? Link tag, link element. Okay, guys, a lot of things going on in my head right now. So, but now when you save it, you see home 4 times. But the reason it's 5 times, it's because we have 5 elements, right? The loop is working, but we still need to make it custom. So instead of home, what you want is link.link. Now, guys, now when you do it, of course we see this, but this is ugly, right? What we can do is we can use destructuring, and here we will just say ID and link. And instead of doing link dot link period, we will just say link. And guys, we will use ID right here. So if you know React, we need to provide key whenever you are looping over an array and returning a JSX, right? So this is how React knows which exact element to update, right? Like in case of hover, you don't want all the links to be re-rendered. React knows that we are hovering over this particular link, and it will brighten it up, guys. Super powerful stuff. This is an optimization technique from React's end, right? So I'll just save it, and guys, look at that. We created a menu in like what? This is so small, right? Guys, this is really powerful stuff. I always like to do this. Okay, so amazing stuff, guys. Okay, what we need to do is, next we need to work on our burger icon and mobile menu, right? So we also need our sign in button. So I guess we missed it. So we need this sign in button, right? So sign in button goes after UL tag, of course. And here we will create a div, and div will have class of hidden because we don't want it to show on mobile, right? That's why it's hidden by default, and MD of flex, and we will have margin right of 4. And inside this div, what I want to do is I'll just say green button. Guys, this is our green button, guys. Okay, look at that. We see a dot right there, but as soon as I give title, excuse me, and what I'll just say, and title is, I think it's sign in, and save it, and look at that. Bam, guys, awesome stuff. Awesome. And we just need to add some classes. So this will add classes on top of the previous classes. So the only thing we need is px of 9 and py of 3, and we are done. Look at that, guys. Super amazing. And hover effect work as well. And guys, we can use this as many times as we want, right? If I just duplicate it, we have 2 buttons. Super fun stuff, guys. Super fun stuff. Okay, now let's work on our burger icon, right? So after this div, I'll just say burger icon and just comment it out so that we have we can keep track of it. And here we will just say div and class name, and this is going to be, so for sizes over medium, we want it to be hidden, right? So when so for now, let's keep it. We can come back and add it later so that we can see what's happening. And this is going to be a div, and this div will have class of MD hidden as well. We actually don't need it. So I'll just say cursor pointer. That's it for now. And here inside this div, we will have FA bars, and size is going to be 30 and close it after that and save it. And guys, look at that. We have our icon, but this is the desktop website and we don't want to see that burger icon, right? So how we can do that? Just pass in the CSS and MD hidden, right? Like we don't want to see it any on desktop version. So I'll just save it and you can see the icon just disappeared. Okay, so when will you see it? You will see it when the size is smaller, right? So when you open up this website on mobile, you will see the icon. Look at that. Our desktop menu disappears and we see this burger icon, right? Cool stuff, guys, cool stuff. So let's just keep it small so that we can work with it. And okay, we have this. So okay, that's fine. Next, let's work on our navigation. So our side. So next we will work on the side menu. So after our mobile menu, after our burger icon, we need mobile menu, and let's just comment it out. And after below mobile menu, we want to create a div, and this div will have class name of course, we just want to see it for sizes smaller than desktop. So we just want to see it for mobile devices. So it's going to be hidden. Guys, I know this media queries are like difficult to grasp. I know the reason is you are developing this website on a computer and testing on a computer, and it's really, and the Tailwind CSS is mobile first, but once you get hold of it, like it just becomes like muscle memory, right? So don't worry about that. Like, okay, so this is going to be fixed as well. Left is going to be 0, top is going to be 0, and we will have width of full, height of full, and let's have BG gray of 700 right there, guys. Oh, my bad, it's going to be 900 and divide by 70. Now this divide by 70, it's like adding opacity, right? So it's, and we will have backdrop, and so let's just save it right now. And we don't see anything because, oh, right there. Okay, we just saw it. It just took a while to load, right? So that's fine. And we will also have backdrop blur, so it will just blur things out. Look at that. Super amazing stuff, guys. Super amazing, right? Look at that. And guys, we will have a state, right? Like you see this backdrop blur whenever you click on the icon, right? We will add the state like after we create this menu, right? Okay, so next we will have another div inside this div, and this div will have class. Okay, this div does not really have a class, so it will have another div inside, and this div here has class of flex, width of full, and items center, and we will have justify between and save it. And guys, we forgot to add background color right here, so let's add background color of gray 900. And now when you save it, we should see the background color only if it loads, and probably it loaded. Let's refresh. Okay, I think we need to put some stuff right here. So if I put some text right here, do we get the background color? Not yet. Okay, that's because it's not supposed to go here. We actually need to create another div. So let's remove all this stuff. So background color is going to be applied inside another div. So this will have the background blur. So let's add the classes. So of course it's going to be fixed again, and left of 0, top of 0 as well, and width of 4 by 5. So guys, width 4 by 5 is what, 80%, okay? And we will have height of full and BG gray. This is where we add the color, and it's going to be BG gray of 900 and text of white. Hey, look at that. We see the menu right here. Awesome. And P10. And next is going to be easen and duration of 500. You know what? Let's just make it a little smaller, because I think 500 is just too much. but you can play around with it, okay? Play around with it and do whatever you like, okay? And inside this div, we will have another div. This div will have no classes. And inside that div, we will have another div. And this div will have class of flex, width of full, and items center, and justify between. So right now we are working on the brand name and the cross icon, okay? So right here. So if I open this up, we are working on this on and this cross icon. So let's just do let's just create a h2 tag and let's just add on right there, and we can see on right there, right? So the only thing we need to do is just add some styles, right? So this will have style of, let's do text 3XL and font bold, and we want it to capitalize and cursor pointer, and that's it. So cursor pointer, because we will be, so if you click on this, it will take you to the home page, right? And it will close the side menu. So when I save it, of course this bumped up, we have cursor pointer as well, but nothing works. So let's go ahead and add the state right now. You know, I think it's a, no, not really. We still need the icon. So let's quickly add the icon and we can come back here. So after this div, we want another div. So after h2, what you want is another div, and this div will have class of padding of 3 and cursor pointer. So this is basically the icon, and this is going to be fa times, and size will be 30 again, and just save it, and we see this beautiful icon, guys. Super amazing. Okay, now we can work on the state. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a useState hook. Right, we will be using useState hook, guys, and this is going to be navigation and set navigation, and this is going to be useState, and by default it's going to be false. Guys, make sure for me it just auto imported, but you should have this in your imports, okay? And let's scroll down. Okay, so here just after mobile menu, what you want to do is select all these classes and put it inside curly braces, and we will use ternary operator, and I'll just say navigation question mark. So if navigation is true, we want all these classes, but if it's false, we just want like empty, okay? So nothing happens, and you can see that the backdrop just disappeared. Next, we will do the same thing for the inner div. So this div is inside this one, so the div after the first div, let's select all of this, put it inside curly braces, and I'll just say navigation question mark, and if that's false, I can bump this up, and I'll just say this is going to be fixed, something's wrong, and it's because we want this here, and this is going to be fixed, top of 0, left is going to be minus 100%, and we will also have padding of 10, and let's do duration 300 and ease in. And now when I put it here and save it, we can see that it disappeared, and we also need height of full. So after left, I'll just say h full and save it. Now what we can do is we can turn it on. We can flip navigation when we press this. And another problem is this is supposed to be right aligned, but it's in center. So I think the problem here is our burger icon is right here. Burger icon is supposed to be inside this div. So what we can do is let's add another div, closing div, and if I click here, okay, perfect, this is fine. And what you want to do is remove one extra div from the bottom, and now when we save it, okay, it looks great. Now let's fix this. When we click, we want sidebar to open up. So I'll just scroll up, go here, and inside the div, I'll just say on click, and this is going to be a function, and we will just set navigation to true. And guys, this is the div for FA bars, okay? And now when I save it and click on this, look at that. Our side menu animates outside from the left edge, right? And let's just increase the duration to 500. I think it was pretty good. And now when I save it, But the problem is if I click, this still doesn't close, right? So we will flip the thing, and when we on click right here, what you want to do is just close it. So set navigation, and this is going to be false. And now when I click here, look at that, guys. Our animation completely works, and it looks just great, right? Opens up and closes, and we can do the same thing right here. Opens up and closes, right? Super cool, guys, super cool. Okay, so next we should work on, you know what, if we click on this, okay, it does close. What happened? Oh, this is my previous app, but if we click on this H2, it doesn't work, right? So what we can do is, inside our H2, we will do the same thing, on click. So on click, and this is going to be set navigation, and this is going to be false. Okay, duration 500. And now if I open this up and click on this, bam, guys, bam, our side menu just closes, and looking great, guys, looking great. Okay, so next we can work on the links. Okay, let's just keep this opened up, and what we will do is, after fa times and after 3 divs, okay, 1 2 3, and here we will create another div, and this will have class of margin top of 24 and flex column and height of fit and gap of 12. So inside this we will have our green button, so green button, and close it. And now if I press, we see a line, but we still need to add some classes. So this class, let's just add px of 9, my bad, and it's going to be px of 9 and py of 3, and let's add title. Title will be sign in, so sign in. And now when I save it, we see sign in. We can also add another class which is capitalize, and save it, and we see it just capitalized, and we got the hover effect. Guys, this green button is just amazing, right? It's so simple to use, right? We don't need to type all those classes again and again, right? Super simple to use, guys. After that button, we will have unordered list. So right here we will have an unordered list, and our unordered list will have class of capitalize, just add. And inside this unordered list, what we want to do is loop over our links array. So links.map, and this guy we can just directly destructure. So id link, and let's just do this and return a JSX, and this is going to be li tag. So li, and li will have key, of course, key of id, and we will have some classes right here, and classes are going to be py. You know what, we can just add the title so that we can see stuff. So inside this li tag, I'll just say link and save it. We see all these links, right? So we need to give classes to this. So first, class name here is going to be py of 4, text to Excel, and tracking wider, and cursor pointer. And now when I save it, look at that, guys, we see it. And but the gap looks a little bit off, so we do have gap here. Why doesn't gap work? So let's go back and try to fix that. You see that we have some gap here, but we don't see the gap right here. So I think flex column edge fit, so gap can be, let's just do 8. Does it work? Okay, our gap is not working somehow. Okay, this ul tag is supposed to be inside our div, so I'll put it right here, and now we see the gap. And gap, let's bump it up to 12, right? So this 12, and now we see more gap, right? Awesome, guys. So we have our links. The only thing, the last thing we need to add is all the social icons, right? So we will add those social icons right after our ul tag. And right after our ul tag, I'll add another div. So I'll just say div, and this div will have class of grid, and grid calls to and mx auto, and width 4 cross 5, 4 by 5, and gap of 10, and hit save. And inside this, let's bring back our original project, and inside this div we will have another div, and this div will have a lot of classes. And inside this div we will have our icon. So let's add Facebook first. So ff Facebook and close it, and we see a little icon right here, but we still need to add the classes. So this is going to be flex items center, justify center, rounded md, so that we have rounded corners. And now if I save it, the thing is we should give some color. So we are not going to give it color, but we will add some shadow so that we can see stuff. And shadow md, there is shadow, but we need color, so shadow is going to be light color. And now when I save it, we see a little shadow, but we need some padding and all that stuff, right? So padding will be 3, and cursor pointer, right? And look at that, guys. Okay, the reason the icon is pretty small, so what we can do is just add size tag here and make it 25 and save it. Amazing, guys, look at that. The shadow looks just beautiful, right? So what I'll do is I'll just copy this and 2, 3, 4, and let's just change this guy here to FA Twitter, FA Twitter right here, and this is going to be FA LinkedIn. Save it, and we see 3 of them. Okay, last one is Facebook, and we need to make it to Twitch. Now when I save it, bam, guys, look at that. We have completed our mobile menu. So when I click this, our menu closes, and when I click here, it opens up. It slides out, right? Look at that, guys. Amazing. Great animation, guys. Okay, so the only thing we need to do here is we will come back later and add our React scroll to this, okay? So we are done with navbar, guys. Awesome. Next, we will work on the hero part. So this part right here, which looks great, right? And if we put it to mobile size, looks just amazing. Okay, now we can work on desktop version. And guys, look at the menu bar. We have menu bar on our desktop version as well. When you make the size smaller, we have mobile version of our menu, which looks just great, guys. So next, let's start by creating a new file, and this is going to be hero. So let's just call it hero.jsx, and we will do rafce, save it, close that, and go to app.js, and here after navbar we will add our hero and just save it. We don't see the text because it's hidden behind the navbar. I can prove it to you. So if I comment this out, we see hero written right there. Okay, so that's just fine. Okay, let's close all this. Let's go to our hero.jsx and remove this, and let's start, guys. This hero part is going to be super straightforward, okay? And this will have name attribute with just call it home. Guys, this name attribute is used by React Scroll to scroll to that particular section, so please don't forget to add this part. And class will be flex call. So flex call is flex column, justify center, and we will also have so justify between, and width of full, height of screen, and background gray 900, and we will do text white and text center, and also have for medium it's going to be text left, right? And inside this div we will have another div, and inside this div there is going to be another div, and that div will have a p tag which is going to say cheapest hosting on planet Earth. Okay, we will see stuff once we add classes to this divs, right? So let's start by this div. Okay, we see the background color looking great, guys. And now let's add classes to this div, and this is going to be grid, and for sizes greater than medium, so that was minimum width of 768 pixels, guys. Grid calls 2, so we will have 2 columns for bigger screens basically, and max width screen of XL. So right here, this max width is going to be 1280 pixels, guys. Okay, so m auto and we will have px of 3, so that's basically padding. And now we see it right here, guys. Look at that. We see our text right here, and this div will have another classes. This is going to be flex call, which is flex column, justify center, and for bigger screens it's going to be items start, and we will have width of full and px of 2 and py of 8. And now when I save it, we see it move a little, and this p tag will have some classes as well. So class of text 2xl and text gray of 500 and one more 0. And look at that, guys, it just bumped up and we see it right here. And after this p tag we will have h1, and h1 will have some classes as well. And inside this h1 we will have a span will be on, like one more n because it's 3n, and it's going to be web services. That's it. And let's add some classes to our on first. This is straightforward, guys. Text is going to be light color. When you save it, we see the text color. So let's add some classes to our h1. So padding top of 1, padding bottom of 6, and text of 5xl. Now let's save it, and it just bumps up. And for sizes greater than medium, once again 768 pixels, and desktop is a bigger screen, so we will have text 7xl and font of bold. And when I save it, we see this bold font, bold, amazing fonts, guys. So this is a bigger screen, so text is 7xl, but look at this. If we make it smaller, it becomes 5xl, guys. This is text 5xl, and we also, did you notice it just centered itself? This happens right here, here. So by default for mobile sizes, text is center, and for sizes greater, right? Like for desktop, it's text left, right? If we remove this, you know what? Yep. If we make this left, we will see it on left side, even on mobile devices. But we don't want that, so we want it to be centered. Okay, we are done with the h1. After h1, there is going to be another p tag, and for p tag we will generate some text. I'll do generate dummy text of 20, and this is going to be the Raven, and save it. Guys, this is another plugin. Just go to extensions and say dummy text, and probably the first one, this one, guys. You want this one, get this, and you will be able to generate text. And the way you pull up this menu is Command Shift P. You will get this, and you can just say generate and hit enter and add number of words you want, and hit enter and choose whichever language or random string you want. Okay, I prefer English, so it's right here. And now if I put this back here, so we already have the string. Save it. So just add some classes to this, and this is going to be text of page, font light, and we will have text gray 500. And now when I save it, we see the difference. Look at that, guys. Amazing. Looks great, right? Okay, next we will add our green button. So this is going to be green button. Okay, what's wrong? So green. Okay, it's not auto completing. So what we can do is just go here, and we will just say IMP and green button. This is going to be green btn. Save it, and now we can use it. So green btn slash, and we see a line. So title is going to be sign up, and save it. We see it right there. Let's add some classes, and this is going to be capitalize. Okay, it's supposed to be a string, so close it. Capitalize, and py of 3, px of 6, and for this is going to be width of 8 by 12, and hit enter. Margin y of 8, and save it. And we see it right here, guys. Look at that. Let's just bump the screen up, and we see everything right here. Okay, so guys, the only thing we need to add now is our image, right? And we will do that after this div tag. We will have another div tag, and this will have our image, and source is going to be hero. So let's just add hero right here, and we will import it. and we will import it from, let's do period assets, and this is going to be hero.jpg, and just call it hero. And now when I save it, I see the picture right here. So let's add some classes here, and I'll just say hero, and this will have class of width 3/4 and rounded full, and save it. We see it become round. And let's add classes to the div. This is going to be flex, items center, justify center, and now when I save it, it centers itself. On full screen, you see it like this. Looks like we messed up somewhere. So the problem is, let's put it back here, and if I bump it up, this one is this one is this. Okay, I think it's the problem of max width. So we can go here, max width screen Excel. Okay, it says M auto, but maybe it's supposed to be MX auto. So I'll just do MX auto. And now if I bump it up, okay, we see it right here. Let's go back and remove this MX auto, just make it M auto, and probably let's just try to refresh the page. Okay, oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to look. Pretty good, right? Okay, perfect. It does work, and when we make it smaller, this is mobile version, and it looks great as well, right? The difference is because of in my previous tester project I just had one N, but we added one more N, right? Okay, let's just put it back right here. And so we are done with the hero part, and our hover works. Okay, so next we will work on the service part. So if I go to my tester project, and here you can see we have to work on this cards. Okay, so let's keep this right here and go back here, and I'll close this. I'll create a new file. Inside components, say new file, and this is going to be services.jsx and save it, RAFCE, save it, go to app.js, and below hero we will just say services and click this, save it, and probably, okay, right there we see services at the bottom. Okay, so I'll close the sidebar, go to services.jsx, and let's start by adding classes to our first div. So first div will have, and guys, we also need one icon here, and the icon is, so I'll just say IMP. This is going to be React icons, and from FA we want FA chevron circle right, and save it. And let's start by adding the classes, right? So this class is going to be width of full, height of fit, and for sizes, for bigger sizes, it's going to be height of screen, and BG slate 300. Okay, BG slate is a color, guys, and let's also name this. So name is going to be services, and save it. And now if I scroll down, we see this amazing slate color, right? Inside this div we will have another div, and inside that div we will have h2 tag will say services, and save it, and we see services right here. Let's style this element div. So this is going to be flex column, items center, justify center, and max width screen Excel, and height of full, and px of 3 and py of 12. And now when I save it, okay, it places itself in the center. Let's go ahead and style our h2 tag, and this will have classes of text 5xl and font bold, and we will also have text center, and save it. Okay, looks great. And after our h2 tag we will have a p tag, and of course we will generate some random text, and 20 raven, and save it. Okay, we have some random text, and okay, that's fine. Let's start by adding some classes here, and this will have text of Excel, padding y of 8, and we will have text gray 600, and we will say text center. And now when I save it, okay, looks great, right? And does it look great on smaller screens? Okay, looks perfect. Okay, So let's move along, and after this p tag we will have another div tag. Okay, right here this div will have another div, and that div will have another div, and this div will have our chevron icon. So fa chevron circle right, size of 20, and let's just close this guy and save it. We should see one icon right there, right? And after that div, like so, after this div, let's add another div, and this div will have our h3. H3 will be, let's just say, hosting. Save it. We see hosting right there, and it will also have a p tag. And let's just generate something random, and I'll just do 10. 10 should be fine. Raven, and save it, and we see this random text, right? But we still need to style it, right? It should look something like this. You know what? Let's copy this text so that we are a little consistent, and just save it. We go back here. Okay, it's right here. So let's start by styling our div right here on the top. So this will have class name of grid. For bigger screens, it's going to be grid calls to, and for larger screens, it's going to be okay, it's same thing, it's calls to, so let's just leave it as it is. Gap is going to be 4, and padding top of 4 as well. And when I save it, okay, so it's basically waiting for another div, and this div will have class of flex items center, items start, and padding of 4, and we will have background gray of 900. And when I save it, we see the background text will be white, and rounded MD, and save it. We see the rounded corners, but it still doesn't look great because we still need to style some other stuff. So first of all, let's style our icon. So this will have class of margin top of 3. Okay, margin top of 3 right there, margin right of 4, and text light color. And now when I save it, okay, our icon looks great, but we still need to style our h3 and p tag. Okay, so h3 is going to be font bold, text large, text light color, so light color, and we will have padding top of 2 and padding bottom of 4. And now if I save it, okay, looks great. I hope this is the expected behavior right there. And let's style our p tag a little bit, and this is just going to be text large. Now when I save it, okay, looks great, right? On bigger screens, looks much better. Just need to refresh the page. Now when you scroll, okay, it's right there. Okay, probably we are missing something. Let's go to our code here. We have max screen large Excel. Okay, we don't have MX Auto, and now if I add it and save it, okay, it's in the center, right? Looking great, guys. Yeah, the problem was when the width became minimum, it still looked great, but when you increase the size, it was not like constrained to max width, right? But now it looks fine. So we are actually done with the CSS. The problem is we need 4 of these. So what you can generally do is just copy this and paste it a couple of times, but we don't do that. So we will do this similar to links, right? We will create an array and loop over it. So I'll just say const and services. This is going to be an array of ID 1. This will have title of 1, and let's have subtitle, and subtitle will be in backticks. And let's just copy this so that like we don't need to generate it again. Just paste it right here, and probably if okay, it's that's great. And I'll just copy this 2 3 4 and change this to 2 2 3, and this one is going to be 4. And now let's just loop over it. So we will loop over it inside this grid tag. So let's create some spaces, and this is going to be services.map, And let's just destructure it. So ID, title, subtitle, and we will return a JSX. And for JSX, we will return this whole thing, okay? So I'll just find out the ending tag, take this, cut it, and paste it right here, and save it so that it just styles itself. And when I click here, we have 4 of these, but we still need to add the key and all the variables, right? So key is going to be ID, of course, that's fine. We don't see anything. And this is going to be title. So now when you save it, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Amazing stuff. And we can probably capitalize this. So capitalize and space. And this is going to be our subtitle, guys. So, and now when you save it, I mean subtitles, it's just similar, but it's just right here, right? Like if you are working on some real project, you should do something like this, okay? The reason we do this is if we copied this like 4 times, in future you come back and you want to change some CSS, right? Like you want to change this to dark color, you have to go back and change for each and every element, right? So you don't want to do that. So that's why we did this, and look at that, looks great, guys. Now when we refresh, it's still in the center and looks great, okay? Awesome stuff, guys, awesome stuff. Next, we will, I mean, this is my demo project and I probably did not test it. So just anyways, next we will working on this. We will be working on this super exciting part, guys. I really like this animation. I hope you guys like it too. So let's go back and put it on the side. And that guy over there is going to be our about section. So, and JSX. And guys, all this naming, right, like services and about, it's pretty random. So like you want to suit it to your own needs, right? So if you're building for like hosting, you want like real services and all that stuff. You understand what I mean, right? So RFCE, save it and go to app.js. And after services, we will have about and close it and save it. And we see about in the bottom right there. Okay, so go back and we don't need this about right there. Instead, what we want here is another div tag, right? As usual. And this div, and of course, did we name services right here? Name services, go back to about. Okay, let's just fix this. And this tag needs to be a string right here, and looks good right now. Okay, let's add the classes right here. So first is going to be width of full, height of fit. And for bigger screens, it's going to be edge screen and background gray 900. And we will have text of white and save it. And inside this div tag, and we should also give it a name for our smooth scroll. And this is going to be about section. And inside this, we will have another div. And this div will have classes of flex column, items center, justify center as well, max width screen XL, and MX auto. And now save it, and we will have height of full, px padding on x-axis of 3 and padding y of 12. And okay, that's good. And inside this div, we will have another div. This is going to be straightforward. This is just going to be text center. And after that, what we want is an h2 tag. And let's just come back here. This is our project. So h2 is going to be this one. Okay. So let's just say h2 has by span, and span is going to be developers. And after span, we will have 4. Do this. After that, we will have another span. This is going to be developers as well. And now if I save it and go back here, we see something like this, right? But we still need to style this. So h2 will have text 5XL and font bold. And our span will, so let's just select, okay, I'm trying to select both the spans. So what I want to do is select the whole span, Command D, so it will select both the starting spans, class name, and this is going to be text light color. And now if I save it, we get developers is green, right? Awesome, that's what we want. And after our h2, we will have a p tag, and let's generate some dummy data. Let's make it 35 this time, and Raven. And now if you save it, you see it right here. Let's style our p tag. This is going to be text excel font light and text gray 500, and we will also have padding y of 8. And now if you save it, okay, we get this amazing font with gray color, right? And after that, so we will work on this part, right? The best part of the project, guys. Awesome. If you like this hover effect, smash the like button, guys. It's super amazing, right? Let's go ahead and build that. I'll open up our project, so this one, and we don't have that yet. So after our p tag and after this div, so after this div, we will have another div, and this div is going to be grid md grid calls to. And guys, when we do grid, it assumes that it by default it becomes grid column 1. Okay, so you don't need to like explicitly specify grid calls 1, right? But for larger screens, we will have grid columns of 2. As you can see, we are using media query right there. This is going to be gap of 10, and let's do px of 2 and width of full. And now if I save it, okay, that's good. We still need to add data right here. So inside this, we will have another div, and inside that div, we will have another div, and inside that div, we will have a p tag and another p tag. And this p tag, let's just call it 99.99%, and this is going to be uptime. And if you save it, we see it right here, right? So but we still need to style it, right? That's the problem. And here class is going to be flex items center, justify center, and okay, let's work on the hover part later because that's the fun part. So this is going to be flex call items center and justify center as well, width of 64, height of 64 as well, and padding y of 8, and we will have rounded full, and shadow large, and shadow will be light color. Now when you save it, you see it right here. Look at that, guys, amazing. So for p tag, we will have another classes, and this is going to be text5 xl font bold and text light color. And now if you save it, okay, this looks great, and this is the only one right here which needs some styling. So excuse me, so it's going to be text gray of 400 and margin top of 2. And now when you save it, okay, looks great. And we should also, let's just capitalize it, right? And save it. Okay, looks great, but we still don't have the hover effect, right? So before we do that, let's add 3 more, right? Because we have 4 here. So once again, we will use loop here, okay? So what we want here is, let's just say const details. You can name it whatever you like. It's a variable. So id of 1, title, and title is going to be 99.99%. And after that, we will have subtitle, and subtitle is going to be uptime. Just copy this, and 2, 3, 4, and here this is going to be 2, 24 by 7, and this is going to be customer service 3. This is going to be 10 GB and free storage. Guys, you can have it, you can have whatever you like here, okay? So because it's just string, feel free to add whatever you like. So domain, and let's just capitalize this, and this is going to be free with sign up, okay? So as you guessed, we will loop over this. So after our grid, after this div, right, the one with grid, we will loop over it. So I'll just say details dot map, and let's destructure it. So it's going to be ID, title, subtitle, and return a JSX. And inside this, you want to return this whole thing, and cut it, paste it, and first they will have key, and this will be ID right there. And let's just change this guy over here to title, and this uptime is going to be subtitle. Okay, now when you save it, look at that, guys, we have 4 more circles looking great, but we still don't have that hover effect, right? So let's work on them. So the trick here is, if you notice one thing, let me refresh. Okay, so this is still loading. Okay, right now. Okay, that's good. So if you see here, if you notice one thing, they are like facing each other, right? How would you do that, right? Like, think about it. So let's try to make them face in one direction, right? So inside this classes, you want to add skew. Let's do skew x12. When you do this, they all face in one direction, right? Now, so the thing is, this one, so like array numbering is 0, right? So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So we will target odd and even using pseudo classes, guys. That's super powerful. So by default, let's do odd is going to be skew x12. Now when you save it, look at that, guys. This one and this one, because they are even, right? 0. Oh, damn. Okay. Odd is skew x12. So 0, 1. Isn't this supposed to be even? Odd. Okay, 0, 1. Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. Now when you do even, this will be skew minus. So we will do minus skew x12. And now when you save it, look at that, guys. They are facing each other. And now when you hover, we want to skew them to 0, and we will have duration of 300. And look, and now we have the hover effect, guys. Look at that. Amazing hover effect. Super cool, guys, right? And in this section, I think support is going on top. Anyways, we will fix it in our project, so don't worry about that. Okay, so guys, we are done with the about part. Next, we will work on support part. Okay, this guy over right, this one. So they will have this amazing cards, right? And after that, we will work on the pricing section. Okay, so let's start by working on support. Okay, I'll create a new file in components. This is going to be support.jsx, and RAFCE, hit enter, go to app.js, and after about, you want it to be support, and now save it, go back to our project, and okay, we need to close this, and we see support in the bottom, right? Go to our support file, and let's start by importing some icons right here. So I'll just do IMP, and this is going to be React icons, and we will import from MD. I guess MD is material design. So first one is MD outline computer. So computer. Next one is MD outline support agent, and another one is MD person. Okay, we need 3 icons, guys. And next we will add a name tag to our div for our smooth scroll. So support, and it will have some classes. This will be width of full, height of fit, and for medium devices, it's going to be height of, let's just say, I think this one is edge fit for all of them because it doesn't really fit everything inside one screen. So let's just keep edge fit for everything, and BG slate 300, and save it, and we see the color right there. Okay, remove this support, and we will have another div. This will have class of flex column, and items center, justify center as well, max width screen XL, and we will have MX auto, height of full, PX of 3, and PY of 12. Okay, and inside this div we will have another div, and this div will have class of px4, py of 12, and inside this div let's have a h2 tag, and h2 will just say support. Okay, and now when you save it, okay, it's right there. And let's add styling to our h2 tag. This is going to be text 5xl, font bold, and text center. And when you save it, okay, we see support font bold. And after that we will have a p tag. So guys, we are trying to build this right here. So this will have all the cards and stuff, so pretty good stuff, right? And we will have a button right here. So right now we are working on this part. Okay, and let's quickly copy this text for our p tag and just paste it right here. And go back and let's add styling for p tag. So p tag is going to be text XL, padding Y of 8, and font bold. My bad. I think no, it's PY8, text gray 600. Okay, guys, we are almost there. Let's bring back the energy. We will be done soon. Okay, text center. Okay, looking great. After our p tag and after this div, add some spaces, and we will just say support cards and just comment it out. And this will be a div, and this div will have class of grid, and for larger it's going to be grid calls 3, and gap of x, and this is going to be 8. And just a second. Okay, so gap x8, gap y16, gap y16. So gap of y on x-axis will be 16. Save it. And padding x of 4, padding top of 12, and for smaller devices padding top will be 20, and text will be black. Save it. And inside this div, once again we will loop over it, but let's just create a basic layout, right? So this div will have some classes. Inside this div we will have another div, which will have another div, and okay, that's fine. And after this div we will have h3 tag, which will just say let's just say sales right here for now, and another p tag, and p tag will be this. And for now let's just copy this, paste it right here, and save it. And we see this. Okay, it doesn't look great because it needs some styling, and this div will have our icon. So let's just do md outline computer for now, and we see the icon right here, and icon will have size of let's do size of 25 probably. So 25 should look great. Okay, now let's go ahead and add the styles. Okay, so this div here is going to have class of background gray of 900, and text white, rounded XL, and shadow of 2XL, and save it. Okay, looks great. Why don't we see the shadow? Probably we don't need it. Let's just skip shadow. Maybe we can add the color. If you guys want, let's just do shadow light color, and it does have some color to it. And instead of 2XL, let's just make it large. Hey, looks great, right? Okay, no problem. Let's just keep it. And after this div we will have class of padding of 8. Save it. And okay, it's coming great. Inside this div will have class of flex, items center, justify center, and width of 16, not 1 by 6, it's going to be 16, height of 16 as well, and padding of 4, bg light color, and text will be dark color, rounded full, margin top, and this is going to be -4 rem. Probably, you know, I don't want 4 rem. Let's do -2 rem. Not that great. Let's do 6 rem. I think I want 6. That's too much. Let's do 5. Let's do 4. 4 looks great. Okay, yeah, let's just keep 4 rem. Okay, and inside that we will have icon, and if we see here, okay, h3 is going to have the padding which we want. So let's add the class right here. This is going to be font bold, text 2XL, and padding margin Y of 6. And now when we save it, looks great. And this p tag will have text gray 300, text beige, and padding bottom of 12. Save it. Look at that, guys. Looks amazing, right? Once again, instead of copying and pasting like all these cards, what we will do is create an array and loop over it, right? So before we loop over this, why don't we create the button, right? It's pretty straightforward. So let's just add the button right here. So it's going to be a div, green btn, close it. Title is going to be contact us. So contact us, and class name is going to be capitalize. Sorry. Py of 3, padding 6 of 6, padding on x-axis of 6, and width of 1/2, and margin y of 8, and save it. And we should see the green button right here, but we still need some classes for this div right here. This is going to be flex, width of full, items center, and justify center as well. And now when you save it, it just pops in the center, right? So now we need to loop over an array and create remaining 2 cards. Okay, it should be fairly simple. So I mean, you can also create different components for this. That will be good. But if you still want to keep like similar data in just one file, this is a good way. So I'll just do support links and array, and this will be ID of 1. Let's do title. Title is going to be technical, and subtitle is going to be, just copy this guy. That's going to be our subtitle. So subtitle. And guys, let me show you a cool trick. So instead of this, we will have backticks so that it just works, and just put it right here. And we will also have icon, guys. So what you can do is you can have JSX here. Okay, so what we will do is md outline computer. So outline computer size of 25, and just close this. Guys, this is completely valid. Okay, super amazing, right? And let's just copy this 2 more times, 1, 2, and you can have as many as you like. So I'll just stick with 2. Second is going to be sales, and this is going to be MD person. My bad. It's going to be outline support agent, and this guy over here is 3, and just say general, and this is going to be MD person. And now when you save it, you don't see anything. First of all, let's fix this. My bad. Right here, MD person. Okay, remove this. It doesn't work. It's supposed to be M supposed to be capital, and P supposed to be capital as well. Okay, now let's loop over this. So inside this grid, what we will do is loop over our what did we name it? Okay, support links. So support links, I'll just have some water. So support links.map, and we will destructure ID, title, subtitle. Do we have subtitle? Yes, we do. And we will also have icon right there, and we will return some JSX. Okay, so inside this JSX, what you want to do is copy this whole thing. Really, yes, you want to. So what about this div? This is inside this grid. So actually this button is supposed to be outside the grid. So what I'll do is I'll copy this div, just copy one of the divs and go on top above this green button and paste it right here. And now when you save it, okay, everything is still similar. Okay, it's yelling because we need to pass in some JSX. Okay, so what we'll do is we will copy this whole thing and paste it right here and just save it. You should see 3 more similar kind of this, and let's add some more padding to margin to our contact us. So what I'll do is it says margin Y of 8. Let's make it 12, and okay, looks pretty good. Okay, next thing we need to do is let's just substitute all these variables, right? So for div we will have key will have ID, and here instead of having the JSX we will have this, and we will just say icon. And now if you save, look at that guys, icon just updated. Super cool, right? And this is going to be title, and this one is just going to be our subtitle. Okay, so and we are done with our support part, guys. Okay, subtitle. So if you go and just let's try to make some changes to our second one. So just add some blah blah stuff, and when you save it, look at that, it's right here. Okay, so this is a great way of like organizing your code. And as I said earlier, like when you loop over stuff, it's really easy to change the design, right? Like for example, let's just fix this first. So I'll remove all this unnecessary stuff, and let's say you want to change icon color to something else, right? Right now it's green, and look at this. So we have 3 different elements, right? And you want to change color. Right now with this implementation, you just need to change it once and it will change it for everything, right? So let's just make this gray. Let's make it lime 400, and bam, look at that, right? That's how easy it is. So I'll just go back to my I think it was light color. Okay, save it, and bam, okay, it's right there, and the shadow looks good too. So that's how you implement support, guys. Looks great. Look at that. Look at the progress we made already. And everything looks great on mobile as well. Like as you can see, we have our hero. You scroll down, we have services. Scroll down, we have this. We have about section, probably, whatever. And look at the animation, guys. Particularly on mobile devices, it looks more great, right? Because it's like in single column. It looks greater. And we have this cards for our support. Okay, so next we are almost done, guys. We only need to work, so 2 things. One is pricing cards, and another one is our footer, right? How about we start with pricing, right? Let's just go top down. So let's go back, and I'll just make it half screen and go back, create a new file. This is going to be pricing. So pricing.jsx, rafce, save, go to app.js, and after support we will have pricing. So pricing right there, and save it. Now if we go back to our app and we see pricing at the bottom. Okay, let's go to pricing and remove this. We don't need that. Okay, I'll close the side menu, and we need to import one icon. So let's just do that first. So React icons, and it's going to be from Font Awesome, and this is going to be FA plus circle, and just keep it right there. And first div will have some classes. I'll just have some water. Okay, let's have name first. So name is going to be pricing, and classes. So let's start with width of full, height fit, edge fit, and text white right there, and BG gray of 900, and save it. And if you scroll down, we don't see anything because we don't have anything inside our div, right? So inside this div, we will have another div, and inside that div, we will have another div and h2 tag. So h2 will be pricing. So let's just add that so that we can see stuff. Okay, it's right there at the bottom. So this div will have class of flex column, items center, justify center, and max width screen XL, and height of full. And you know what, we also need MX auto, so I'll just do MX auto, and height of full, and PX of 3, and PY of 12 right there, and save it. And okay, it's perfectly in center, and if we bump it up, it still looks good. Next, we will add some classes to this guy over here, and this is just going to be PX of 4 and PY of 12 right there, and save it. Okay, H2 will have class of text phi XL, font bold, and text center, and save it. It's right there. Okay, looking great. And after this H2, we will have a P tag, and P tag will have, let's just copy it from our tester project. I'll just copy this and paste it right here. And if we go back, we see it, but we need some styles right there. So text XL, PY of 8, and text gray 500. One more 0 right there, and text center, and save it. Okay, looks great. Now instead of having this both text center, what we can do is add text center on the div. Okay, perfect, same effect, so we are good. And after this P tag and after this div tag, this is where we will have our pricing card, right? So I'll just say div, and guys, eventually we will create a separate component for this whole card because it's already a lot of stuff. So we will have a separate component called pricing card, and we will just import it in this component. Okay, but for now, let's just work on this one. So class grid, and with medium, it's going to be grid calls to, and inside this div, we will have another div. So guys, this we have started working on pricing card. So this is our pricing card, and let's just say pricing card end, so that we just have track of stuff. So just enter here and enter here. Okay, let's do this and save, and go here inside this div. Let's start by adding the classes. So first div is going to have class of BG white and text slate of 900, and margin of 4, rounded XL, and overflow is hidden, and shadow to XL, and save it. Okay, we don't see anything because we still need to add some data right there. And there is going to be a div right there, and inside this div we will have a P tag, and P tag will just say hobby, and save it. Okay, we see it now. And after this div we will have another div, and inside this div we will have a P tag, and P tag is just going to say the price, right? So let's do 55. Okay, 55, and save it, and we see the price. And after that we will have a span, and span will have per month, and save it. We can see it right there. So let's style all this stuff. So first div is going to be class, it's going to be text center, BG dark color, text white, and padding Y of 4, and uppercase, and save it. Okay, we see hobby right there. Let's style our P tag, and actually there is no styling for this guy. So let's style this div, and this is going to have padding of 4, save it, and we see it right there. And of course, let's add some style to this, text 6XL, font bold, PY of 4, and we will have flex, and save it. Okay, looks great, right? It just bumped up. And for this span, we will have class of text XL, text dark color, and flex call and justify end and save it, and we see it right here. Looks great already. So after the span, after this p tag and after this div, we will have another p tag with some random stuff. So we can get it from here. Just copy this and paste it here, go back, and we will be able to see it. Not here, I'll just save here, and we see all this text right here. Okay, so inside this p tag we will have class of text 2xl, px of 4, py of 8, and text slate 500, and save it. Okay, looks great. And after this p tag we will work on the features part. So this will have class name text 2xl, px of 4, py of 8, and text slate 500, and save it. Okay, and inside this div, let's add another div, and this will have class of px of 4, and inside this div we will have p tag, and p tag will have our icon, and let's just close it, and we see the icon right there, and we will just say feature 1 and just save it. Okay, so let's style our p tag. So px4 and p tag will have flex item center, and do we need justify? No, we don't need justify. It's going to be py of 3 and text large. Excuse me. Okay, they are already in line, but we should add some padding, and we have to change the color of the icon. This is going to be class and width of 5, and save it, and margin right of 3, text light color. And awesome, guys, look at that. So now what we need to do is just copy this p tag multiple times, right? I mean, of course I don't recommend doing this, but for now I'll just copy it. When you are building the project, what I want you to do is create an array and loop over it, right? So you don't, it's easier for you to change design later on. So instead of doing this, I'll just copy this guy, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and save. And we have 5 right here, okay? So we are good. And after this div, we will have our button. So if you see here, we have a button, right? Get started. So let's add that button after this div. So after one p tag div, and we will have a button here, and this is just going to be green button. Guys, this green button component is super useful, right? It's great stuff, guys. So title is going to be get started, and class is definitely going to be capitalized, and width of full, padding y of 4, margin top of 14, and we will have rounded none, and also we will have on hover. So the problem here is, let me save it and show it to you guys. When you hover over here, we don't want this. Okay, we are missing out on some stuff right here. So but for now, let's just do rounded none, and we will on hover, we want border none, and hit enter. Okay, on hover we don't see the border, but it is not wrapping here. So the problem is, what div is this first of all? So that div is supposed to have, okay, we just so here's the problem. We had same classes for this one, but it's supposed to be different. Okay, so here the text, the class is going to be text 2xl, and now when you save it, guys, right there, you see it. Okay, perfect. So our pricing card is ready here. So what we want to do is here, let's copy this whole thing, this whole div, right? This whole div. So from here, from pricing card start to pricing card end, cut it, create a new file. Inside component folder, we will say price, let's say price card.jsx, and RAFCE, and remove this whole div and paste it right here and save it. Let me just collapse that. Okay, so for me, it everything was just auto imported, guys. But if you don't see your imports, just make sure you copy it from here, okay? And we just saved it, what we want to do is come back here and we will just say pricing card. Whoa, what happened? Okay, pricing card. Oh, price card right here, and save it, and we see it right here. And now if I duplicate, we have two of those, right? But what we want is we want to change this title and the dollar amount, right? Guys, when you are doing it, what you want to do is you want to change that, you want to pass this text and all the features as prop. For features, what you want to do is pass in an array, and you will loop over the array inside the price card, okay? But for now, I'll do this title and the dollar amount. So here, what we want is, let's say, price category maybe, and let's just say dollar, okay? And instead of this, we will have price category, and here, so what you want to do is, let's just copy this, remove this, put this, and let's add some extra space, and this is going to be dollar, and inside this we will have dollar amount, and save it. Okay, we don't have anything right now because we need to pass the props, okay? So let's just copy this so that we know how to spell it, okay? So price category is going to be hobby, and when you save it, you see hobby right there. And let's just say for this guy, or we can say growth, save it. And dollar amount right here, it's going to be 55, and now we see it. And once again, for this guy, it's going to be, let's make it 69. Okay, this is weird pricing, but okay. So once again, as I told you, for this you want to pass in like similar, it's going to be a string, but for this it's going to be an array, right? Do you guys want to do it? Let's just do it, okay? Let's just say features, and this is going to be an array of objects, okay? And let's okay, like this, and this is going to be an array of objects. So ID is 1, and title is going to be feature 1. Let's just copy this 3 more times. 2, 3, and right here this is going to be feature. My bad, this is supposed to be 2, make this 3 right there. And what you want to do is copy this whole thing, copy it and paste it right here, okay? It's just going to be different, like, you know what, just to add some stuff, let's add star to one of these, and add let's have a plus sign, okay, so that we can differentiate, okay. And instead of feature, what we want to call it is features, right? Because it's an array. So features, and once again features. Now let's go to our price card, and here we will get our features. So features, and right here, instead of having this p tag, okay, let's just do this. Features dot map. And this is going to be ID, and what did we call it? So it's going to be title. So title, and let's just do this. Oops, my bad. We are going to return a JSX, and just copy this, cut this, paste it right here, and here let's just say key is going to be ID, and feature is going to be, let's just say title. And now when you save it, it should have worked. Okay, it's right there. Let's just remove all this unnecessary stuff. Okay, awesome. Look at that, guys. These features are different from these features. Only just amazing. Looks as we wanted, right? And we also created a pricing card component. Now what we need to do is, we need to do 4 things. We need to work on footer. We need to hook up this email to getform.io, Third, we want to implement smooth scroll. And fourth, push it to Netlify, right? Okay, let's just do that. Let's start with footer. So here I'll create a new file which is going to be footer.jsx, rafce, save it, and let's go to app.js. Oh, my bad. So, okay, app.js, and after pricing, we will have our footer and save it. If we go back and see, we see footer right there. Okay, I'll close this, close app.js, and we don't want pricing as well. Let's close everything, and I'll just do command P and footer and save. Okay, right here, and remove this. Let's start off by importing icons. So we need icons for our social icons right here. So it's going to be React icons from FA, and what we need is FA Facebook, FA LinkedIn, FA Twitch, and we also want Twitter. Okay, that's it for imports. And first div, we don't need name for this, so we just want classes. So class name is going to be width of full, BG gray 900, and text gray 400. We will have PY of 8, PX of 2, and border T of 2 as well, and save it. And we see the border right there. Awesome. Inside this div, we will have another div. Guys, this is the last section. Let's bring back the energy, right? We are almost there. And look at the website. Looks great on bigger screens. Looks great on larger screens like desktop. And if we make it smaller for mobile devices, it looks amazing as well, guys. Look at that. We built this stuff, right? Super proud of it. Okay, let's quickly finish our footer, right? And this will have flex column, and items center, and justify center as well. Max width screen Excel, height of full, px of 3, py of 12, and save it. And we need mx auto. Let's see, does this work? Okay, we do need mx auto because this is acting funny. So let's guys, this is my demo project, so don't worry about that. This is what we created. So let's add mx auto because otherwise it won't work. So mx auto right there, and at the bottom, and inside this div we want another div, and this div is going to have class of flex call, and gap of 8, md flex row, items center, justify center, width of full. And inside this div, so this there will be two parts, right? So left side is going to be for social icons, and right side is going to be for the newsletter, right? The input field. So let's just say social icons right there. So social icons, and this will be div. And let's also have newsletter, and this will also have a div. They are going to be similar actually. So width of 3/4, and for medium it's going to be width of 1/2, right? Width 1/2, and this is going to be similar right here. So I'll just paste it. Okay, and inside this div, let's just add space, go back here, and inside this div, what we want is another div, and this div will have another div, and this div will have the icon. So FA Facebook, let's just close it. We see the icon right there. So let's just bump it up to 25, and we see it. And let's add the stylings. So this will have style of grid calls to, and mx auto, width of 4/5, and we will have gap of 10, and save it. And this div will have class of flex, items center, justify center, rounded md, shadow md, and shadow light color, and padding of 3. Save it, and we see it. Cursor will be pointer, and on hover we want it to scale 105. So now if you hover over it, we have this amazing effect, but it looks choppy, right? So in order to fix that, what you add is duration of 200, and now when you hover, it looks like animation, right? Great stuff, guys, great stuff. Almost done, almost done. And we will ease in on the animation. And now if I hover, looks pretty good, right? Pretty good. Okay, now what you want to do is copy this whole thing and copy it three more times. So 2, 3, 4. And this, let's make it FA LinkedIn. LinkedIn, save it, and we see the LinkedIn icon. This is going to be Twitch, save it. Let's make it Twitter, save it, and this is going to be Twitch, so Twitch, and save it. Okay, look at that, guys, looks amazing, right? So we are almost done, guys. So the only thing is this newsletter, and we are done. So this one will have class with a full padding top of 8, and for medium, padding top of 2. So for sizes greater than medium, it's going to be padding top of 2, right? And this will have a p tag, which will say subscribe to our newsletter. And let's just style this. So font bold and uppercase, MB8, so margin bottom of 8, text light color, and we will have text large and text center, and for MD, text will be left. Okay, and save it, and we see it right here. Awesome stuff, guys, awesome. We are almost done, and let's keep the action for now. We will be using it for our getform.io, right? But we do need some classes. So what I'll do is, so class flex call, and let's say small, it's going to be flex row, and inside this form, what we want is a button, right? This one we won't be able to use our green button because we need to pass in our type prop. You know what, let's try to do that. Let's try to use it. So we'll say green button. What's wrong? So green, right here, green button, and close it, and we see the small dot. So let's just add title. My bad. So title is going to be submit, let's just say subscribe, right? Subscribe. And class name are going to be padding of 2 and margin bottom of 4, and we are good, guys. Look at that, looks amazing, right? We actually forgot the input field. So let's just do input type of text, and let's also name. So that's how getform.io knows, right? So getform.io is like key value pair stuff. Okay. If you want to learn more, feel free to watch my other React Tailwind videos. I go in depth with like bigger fonts, right? For now, this one, it's just going to have email. So class name is going to be with a full padding of 2, margin right of 4, and rounded MD, and margin bottom of 4 as well. Save it, and we will also have placeholder. So let's just say daily newsletter ... Okay, looks great, right? And we are able to type as well. Awesome. So we are done with the project, guys. If we bump it up, looks great. If we do this, it works. Like, look at that, guys. So 2 more things. We need to implement the form, and we also need to implement smooth scroll, right? You know what? Let's go ahead and implement our smooth scroll, right? So for smooth scroll, we want to install a library called React Scroll. So I'll just ls and make sure we are in proper directory, and I'll just say npm I React Scroll and just save it, hit enter, and it should do its magic. Okay, pretty slow. Okay, good. We have smooth scroll installed. The only thing we should do is configure it. So we will just say, let's go to our navbar here and scroll on top. And here what we want to do is import So I'll just do imp react scroll, and this is going to be link. Okay, and how we are going to use this link is scroll down here inside this li tag, go here and just do link and close it. Oops, my bad. And this will be link and enter and move this inside the link, right? And this link will have some stuff. So 2 will have link. So this knows which section to scroll to, right? And we will have smooth, and duration is going to be 500. Guys, you can play around with this duration, but I'll stick with 500. Now if I save, guys, look at that, how simple it was to implement this link. The reason is because we have this array, right? If you had multiple links, you would have to do this thing like 4 more times, right? But now when I save it, and if I click on service, hopefully it works. Look at that, guys. Boom. Smash that like button for this, right? Super simple, guys. Okay, pricing works, services. Okay, services works, home works, and okay, we don't have it on this, but it's pretty simple to implement. You guys can do it if you want, and look at that, guys. But the thing is, if we decrease the screen size right here and just refresh, and now if I click here, it still doesn't work because of course we have different menu, right? So we will do the same thing. You know what we want to do is probably just copy this, and right here inside this new menu, just paste it, and it should work just fine. Refresh, click here, let's go to about, and okay, it works. But the only problem is it does not close this this scroll, right? This thing. The reason is, what we can do is, so on our here, what we want to do is, let's just do on click, and we will use our sat nav use state hook, right? So here we will set navigation. So inside that we will just say false, right? I think, yep, that's how it's done. So I'll just do set navigation and change it to false. Refresh, open this, click on about, and boom, guys, look at that. Now if you notice, like it's not perfect, right? So what we can add is, let's try to add some offset, and let's just do 300. I don't know how big is 300, but if we try again, so this was about section, and let's click here about. Oh, it's too much. It scrolled down. So what you want to do is add negative sign, and now if we do home and do about again, okay, it's way top. So let's make it minus 100 and just scroll down, and let's try again about, and we are almost there, guys. So let's make it 75. I think 75 should do the trick, and I'll do about, and okay, boom, guys, look at that, it worked fine. And what if we do support works fine. And what if we do, okay, support is right there, and pricing, boom, guys, look at that, we are done with smooth scroll. So let's hook up our getform.io, right? What I'll do is getform.io, just go to this website, and hopefully I am able to log in. Okay, perfect, I am already logged in, and you will see something like this. If you don't have account, just sign up, you know what to do, right? I'll just hit create, and form endpoint, let's just say React website, and for my time zone it's going to be Indian Standard Time, and hit create, and we are good to go, guys. So just copy this, and if you want you can read this. As I said, we need to pass in the name attribute, and method is going to be post. We will do this as well. So let's go back to our form. It's going to be footer. Go to our form and paste the link inside the action. So I can bump this up so that it's easier to see. And method is going to be post. So P-O-S-T. And so this green button needs to have type of submit. Let's try to see whether it works or not. So let's go back to our app, refresh. Hopefully it works, you know. Otherwise we need to set our green button to submit. So let's just say blah, let's just say foo@gmail. You know what, let's add let's make this text gray 900 so that we can see the text. Okay, food.gmail.com. And now if I hit subscribe, okay, I think it worked, guys. Okay, look at that. Now if you go back to your getform.io, look at that, we have this new subscriber, right? Let's do one more. So we can do bar. So let's just refresh the page, scroll down, and let's just do bar@gmail.com. And now when you subscribe, it takes you to this page. Oh, okay, guys, this is, I think it's probably because of free plan, right? If okay, but if you think about it, it's pretty good. Like nobody can spam, right? A single person cannot spam your website. So pretty good stuff, guys. Awesome. So we are done with the website. We are done with smooth scroll. We are done with the form. The final thing we need to do is deploy this website to our Netlify, right? So what we will do is, let's go to netlify.com. First we need to go to GitHub. So I'll go to GitHub, and this is going to be the Yash Patel. That's my profile, guys. So I'll just click here, and okay, this is my GitHub profile. I'll create new repository, and what should we call it? So our project name is cloud. Let's just copy this and go back here. Let's just say YT and do this. Okay, awesome. Of course it's available, and we will just create repository. Let's bring it side by side, and this is our terminal. So what you want to do is first git status, right? And guys, by default React will create git for you, so you will definitely have it. You don't need to do git in it, but for you, maybe you have a lot of stuff. During this video I was committing for a while, so I just have this stuff, but it's okay to have more stuff. Okay, so let's start by doing git add space, so git status. Next is going to be git commit, and we will say project done, and let's just say blah as well, and hit enter, git status again, and we are good, guys, right? Once again, git status. Next, just copy all this 3 here and paste it and hit enter, and in a couple of seconds our repository is pushed to GitHub. Guys, this step is important for Netlify to work, but the best part is this is going to be continuous deployment. So whenever you push the code, it will automatically update your website, right? That's super amazing. Okay, now if I refresh this page, we have my GitHub, right? Okay, next we will go to netlify. And one more thing, guys, we need to confirm this. So this is my server running. You don't want warnings, right? If you want to deploy to Netlify, please make sure you don't have any warnings. So let's start fixing them inside my VS Code. So app.js. So let's start by doing app.js, and what it's yelling 3.8. Oh, we don't need this. Remove that. I'll go to pricing. So pricing on the top, we don't need this 2 stuff. Remove that. Okay, we are golden. What you want to see is all green. Okay, make sure it's all green, otherwise it won't work. Go back to Netlify. Where is Netlify? Okay, I think I don't have Netlify. I can create a new tab with Netlify. So netlify.com. Hopefully I can log in. Email. Okay, I'll just do this and log in. Okay, awesome, right here, right? And what I'll do is here I'll just say add new site and import an existing project, and I'll click GitHub, and this is the screen I get. And I think, okay, it automatically did its thing, but if you're using Netlify for the first time, just go through the flow. It will ask you to give permission and whatnot. Okay, and when the part comes of selecting project or all projects, if you are fine, just hit all repositories, right? So that you can see everything. Now let's search for cloud, maybe, I think. Okay, it's right here, and I'll click on this, and this should be completely fine, and I'll just hit deploy site. This should take like about 15-20 seconds, and we will I'll just wait as well, so no editing. And it's starting up. I'll just refresh. And guys, after this is done, you know what we can do is, oh, this is going to fail, guys, because the thing is we made the changes but we did not commit them. So let's just see it fail. Okay, so it's definitely going to fail, guys, I know for sure. So let's just see it fail. You know what we can do is, until then, let's just have a type race. Okay, okay, let's just do this. I'll tell you a secret, something they don't teach you in your temple. The gods envy us. They envy us because you will never be lovelier than you are now. We will never be here again. Okay, anyways, I hope this failed already. Okay, it's still building. Probably it's about to fail. I don't know. Maybe it's because oh, right here, guys, it failed. Okay, so what we need to do is, look at this. It's amazing, guys. So what I'll do is, I'll go back to Netlify and just hit back. And what we want to do is just to we don't need ls, git status, git add period, git status, git commit -m, now done, and git status again, and git push. As soon as I git push, of course my repository is updated in GitHub, but look at this. Our Netlify also picked up the push, and it automatically started building it, right? Super cool. So whenever you fix problems and just push it, your website will be updated like automatically, like in a minute or two, right? Let's keep refreshing. And did you notice, if something fails, the build fails, so your previous version is still live. Okay, so don't need to worry about that. So let's wait for a couple of seconds. And until this happens, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below. And if you want me to build something, you can do the same thing, post it in the comment section below. And do smash that like button, guys, and subscribe for more content like this, right? And let's just wait for a couple of seconds. Should be fine. So okay, still building. Okay, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about Tailwind? I personally love Tailwind. If you open my channel page, you will see that like I have a lot of Tailwind projects because I love Tailwind. Tailwind is like Okay, guys, here is the link. If I click on it, our website is deployed, guys. Look at that. We have our image, we have our sign up button, how it works. Let's make it, let me bring it here so that you guys can see. And if we make it small, guys, don't worry about all this. Like, there are no phones with this resolution, so don't bother. And click here, and we have our mobile menu. You scroll down, everything looks amazing. Our smooth scroll is working fine, and if we bump it up, it does work. You know what we can test is, let's test our getform.io, right? Getform.io. And guys, make this website is live right now. Okay, we are going to test it on our live website. So here we are, and keep your form connected, React website. And this was our previous test, so I think This is going to be gmail.com. Guys, once again, this is a live website, okay? And now I'm going to hit subscribe, and boom, look at that, guys. We have our new subscriber. We have 2 subscribers right now. Okay, so that's it. Let me know what do you think about this project, and feel free to use it however you like it. And if you clone it and build something, do email me, right? I would love to see what you build using this. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time.